Away from that tempest flare in Parliament as NDC and MPP MPs fight each other over government's response to the devastating flooding caused by the spillage of the Akosombo Dam. Microphones from both sides were on and you could barely hear anyone on the floor. More from that controversy shortly. First, listen to Energy Minister Matthew Opoku Prempeh, who led senior management of VRA to brief MPs on a spillage. The minister rejected claims that VRA mishandled the situation, arguing enough sensitization was carried out and there would have been serious damage to the Akosombo Dam if the spillage was not carried out.
Full evacuation of close to 39,000 persons with no single, Mr. Speaker, with no single injury or death reported. The coordinated efforts also led to the preservation of the Akosombo Dam, the Sogakope Bridge, and the lives of many Ghanaians living south of the Akosombo Dam. We want to reassure them of our commitment. We are in this together, and we will exhaust all the resources necessary to ensure that all of them are comfortably restored to their normal lives. VRA controlled spillage of excess water from Akosombo and pond dams between 15th September and 30th October was a necessary safety measure to prevent a highly possible dam break disaster. Spillage, Mr. Speaker, was the only option, and based on the available information and data, the spill levels were what was required to ensure the safety of the dam and prevent a greater impact not only on the communities downstream but on the entire country. I extend my gratitude to each member of Parliament, civil society organizations, humanitarian organizations, religious and faith-based organizations, families of the displaced people, and the entire nation for their unwavering support. And I pledge that together we shall overcome these challenges and emerge as a stronger nation.
But the minority rejected the claims. According to minority spokesperson on Mines and Energy, John Jenapo, the conduct of the VRA it was very irresponsible.
Hey, the minister is in Parliament briefing MPs on the aftermath of the spillage. The first question you ask is that couldn't you have engaged these MPs before the spillage? This is serious. This is cardinal. At least when the MPs move to their communities and they speak to their people, some of them will listen. That should be a simple issue. And then you went there and did a simulation. I never heard of any simulation in my area. I never heard of any simulation. And I never witnessed any simulation. In any case, when you knew you were going to spill the dam, did you create safe havens for them? Which towns were those safe havens created? Because what you do is that once you are going to spill a dam, you create a safe haven so that when people are affected, they can move to those areas. MPs have had to allocate schools for people to go and stay there. Mr. Speaker, this is a serious issue. But even more important is the issue of this perennial flooding. On the 19th of November, 2019, President Akufo-Addo cut the sword for the construction of the Parliamentary Dam, valued at about $1 billion. We were told that that would be the main solution on the white volta in terms of flooding. Mr. Speaker, when he cut the sword, he promised that in about 4 years, that project will be completed. At the end of this year, the 4 years will be due. I have been there, Mr. Speaker. No activity is taking place.
The majority side disagreed. Now, according to MP for Tama West, Carlos Ahenkorah, no one can fault the Water River Authority for the role it played in the spillage of the dam.
VRA hadn't taken the decision they took to get us where we are now, and that dam broke, Mr. Speaker, from Akosombo to Tema was going to be submerged in the water. Mr. Speaker, even beyond that, Mr. Speaker, I will repeat that my colleagues or my fathers and mothers and sisters in the areas affected have taken a very big sacrifice. In fact, an involuntary sacrifice, a sacrifice that they did not wish to, as it were, enter into. But they have saved some of us living downstream or living, below the riverbed. The Speaker, we have blindly overlook what VRA has actually gone through. I don't think the chief executive and his management even do sleep, because they started this exercise by going to educate people who live in these areas. When they realized that the water level was going up, they didn't start this exercise yesterday, Mr. Speaker. This exercise started way back, warning people, telling them what will happen, and so on and so forth. Mr. Speaker, they also started the spillage small, little by little. They started releasing this water in such a way that it wasn't supposed to have, caused this havoc or this mayhem that we are seeing today. But unfortunately, they don't control the rains. They do not have the opportunity to determine how much rains fall into the basin at any particular time.